the first time in more than a decade, the city of Scottsbluff has a new mayor. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, during a reorganization of the Scottsbluff City Council last night, 3 new council members were seated and a new mayor was elected. Raymond Gonzalez will succeed Randy Meininger as mayor, who stepped down after serving 12 years in the role. Gonzalez received the sole nomination after new council members Jeannie McCarrigan, Nathan Green, and Terry Schaub were sworn in. Gonzalez, who has served a total of 18 years as a council member, told KNEB News that he feels confident with the new 3 members coming in on board.
It's very high. We've got some very talented people who come from, diverse backgrounds. That several have been involved in the community. So I think that experience makes it very. It's a good thing for the city. I think they bring a wealth of knowledge. Some are business owners, so very confident we will mesh and we will go forward and do good things.
After Gonzalez was chosen as the new mayor, Jeannie McCarrigan was unanimously selected to serve as the council vice president. Well, the Scottsbluff County Commissioners have approved a plan to modify the former horse arena at the County Detention Center to provide more storage for county departments. Under the plan presented last night, half of the arena would be enclosed at an estimated cost of $14,500, with funding for which will come from the money that was remaining following the expansion of the county jail. State law sets the requirements for how long certain records must be kept and in what form, and Board Chairman Mark Masterton says over the years, some things have changed while others haven't.
In the early 80s, they decided, well, maybe we could put things on microfiche, and the state did allow that some things could be on microfiche. As it stands now, some things have to be on paper, some things have to be stored 5, 10, other things 15, 20, and other items have to be stored forever.
Masterton says there's obviously the technology available to convert documents to electronic forms. However, it's the retrieval of those documents that then becomes the issue. And a trio of Grinches down in Sidney have stolen a piece of Christmas, and now police are requesting community assistance to help identify these young men. The Sidney Police Department is currently investigating a case of vandalism. In the early morning hours of Tuesday, 3 individuals were observed knocking down a nutcracker from the Hickory Square Christmas display, causing damage to the decoration. The individuals then got into a 4-door Jeep Wrangler and was last seen traveling west on Hickory Street. If you have any information on the identity of any of these individuals, you're asked to contact the Sidney Police Department at 308-254-5515. Well, coming up after the break, we had a light snow dusting this morning here in the valley. Any more precip in our forecast? Dennis Ernest has your comprehensive weather forecast right after this on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we know when you need a loan, time is of the essence. We are locally owned with decisions made right here at the bank. Our lenders are experienced, efficient individuals who are committed to our customers. Our flexible lending policies make it possible to fulfill loan requests, big or small, quickly. Whether you want to purchase a car, home, or even start a business, our committed associates are here to help. Stop into any location today and see what Platte Valley Bank can do for you.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor can do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Pool together all your money with a friend and invest in 2 Arby's French Dip and Swiss sandwiches for just $6. It's the perfect get-rich-quick on sandwiches scenario. Arby's, we have the meats.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the Arby's Weather Center. Arby's, we have the meats.
Well, hello again, everyone. I'm Dennis Ernest here in the Weather Center, and we're in for a quiet period of weather this week. We may get clipped with a little wind. We did today, and boy, it was cutting with those temperatures hanging in the 20s and low 30s at best. That wind chill taking us to the teens for a good part of the day, despite the sun coming out for a good period of the late morning and into the afternoon. But you sure felt the presence of those cold temperatures. And tonight we'll drop off as low as the mid-teens without much cloud cover. Our temperatures are going to get quite cold tonight. Yesterday we didn't quite get as warm as we thought, topped out at 29 degrees. Did pick up a little bit of snow early this morning, gave us about 200ths water equivalent here at KNEB. Well, as we said, we're in for kind of a quiet weather pattern. There will be a system slip by to the north of us. It is going to catch some of the wind areas over in Wyoming. It will kick up a little bit of wind in our area, and we felt some of that today. But again, we're going to stay relatively quiet, below normal on temps, which would average about 42 if we were hitting the seasonal norm. The nice thing about this forecast, no weekend storm to be concerned with this time around. We'll put Futurecast in motion, and you'll see just not a whole lot coming. There are some clouds coming up from the southwest. There might be a little snow activity in the Panhandle, but it'll be brief at most, we think. Nothing like what we saw last week with those big snow amounts, especially out over central Nebraska. In terms of the wind, you can see the more intense colorization. That's where the winds are going to be strongest, and there you are in those wind-prone areas of Wyoming where you see the orange and the red tones. Boy, that's where it really gets strong along I-25 and the wind areas of I-80 as well. We'll see a little pickup in that wind in our area, but nothing too terribly strong. So as we said, tonight's low temperatures could drop well into the teens in many areas. Tomorrow we should get close to the normal highs, but a little shy. Looking at about 15, 14 degrees here tonight, and under mostly, well, we're going to start with some sunshine, cloud up as we go along, and again, we'll probably stay 4 or 5 degrees below normal. Saturday and Sunday do look to be the warmest. Isn't that nice for a change, as opposed to the recent weekend series of storms that we've experienced, 42 being the normal high temperature for this time of year. So we'll get back above that come Saturday and stay there for a little bit.
You never know when you'll need an extra French dip in Swiss. It could get lost in the car or eaten by a confused stranger. Stuff happens to sandwiches. That's why Arby's made you 2 French dip and Swiss sandwiches for just $6. For only $6, you'll always have a spare French dip and Swiss until you eat it. You'll never have to be afraid. Arby's, we have the meats.
Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes high-performance lubricants and fuel improvers. We've been helping customers improve their operations for over 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and cut out the middleman and offer excellent service and value. Our products last longer and work better so that you spend less time maintaining equipment and more time making money. Whether you're in a factory, farm, fleet, or food processing facility, Hydrotex can help you. Visit hydrotexoil.com or call 308-635-8162. Buyers Realty has been helping people in the community find their dream home since 1994. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, our friendly staff will put in the work to help you reach the finish line. We also do property management for buildings in Scottsbluff, Gering, and beyond. You can find an extensive list of our properties by visiting our website at callbuyersrealty.com. Or you can visit our Scottsbluff offices on Avenue B, right next to Bumper to Bumper. Panhandle's best, Buyers Realty. Community strong, community proud, we have what you're looking for.
The leaves are turning and the temperatures are cooling, so it's time to come harvest the deals at the Viera Wireless Fall Savings Sale. Right now, get your family high-speed, truly unlimited mobile data for just $35 per line with 4 lines. Prices have never been lower for unlimited data. Plus, trade in your current phone and get up to $500 off the latest iPhone and Samsung models. Those are incredible savings on the most popular and advanced smartphones. Don't miss out on our fall savings sale. Hurry into Viero today.
Welcome back. A Nebraska Farm Bureau report says trade conflicts have cost Nebraska farmers up to $1 billion in farm income this year. The report released Monday says additional costs include between $164 and $242 million in lost labor income. The study specifically examined the impact on corn, soybeans, and hogs, the products most affected by the retaliatory tariffs. One senior economist says the total loss to the broader Nebraska economy was estimated as high as $1.2 billion. Well, hunters and landowners are encouraged to offer their feedback on big game issues during the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission's public informational meetings this winter. Meetings are scheduled in each Game and Parks district, with the Lone Panhandle meeting set for January 2nd at 7 p.m. in the Cabela's Conference Room in Sidney. Biologists will explain and take questions on several topics, including deer management, deer damage and depredation permits, antlerless harvests, trophy management, and diseases. Antelope and elk issues also may be discussed at the meetings in the areas where those species are found. And Wyoming Governor Matt Mead has released his final budget recommendations, even though he won't be around when the state legislature decides on spending changes next year. Mead is finishing up his second and final term and will hand the governor's office over to Governor-elect Mark Gordon next month. Mead has recommended additional funds for local governments and state employee pay raises. Well, straight ahead, Shabella Guzman was at the Westco annual meeting last night and catches up with David Briggs to talk about some of the big talking points.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery, to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the Western Hearing Clinic Ag Desk. Western Hearing Clinic, the Panhandle's choice for better hearing, helping you hear what matters most.
The 77th annual Stockholders meeting of Western Co-Operative, Westco, was held last night at the Alliance High School Performing Arts Center. The company had $130 million in sales, but a net loss of $357,000, so there will be no dividends paid out this year. Westco General Manager David Briggs explains more on the loss.
A lot of great things happen here at Westco. In particular, we had some really good contracts for our producers on the bean business. However, the bean business got very soft in the out market, and therefore our margin deteriorated as we went through 2018, relating into a small loss.
For the dry bean market at the end of the 2018 fiscal year, the company does a mark-to-market where it marks the inventory down to the current market.
And because of that, all the bad information, we believe, has really been marked into the market. We also are very encouraged by President Trump's recent comments. We're talking about China. Even though we do not sell to China, it also shows us that our congressional delegation has been doing a good job communicating to the administration. These tariffs are really hurting our farmers, and that he understands that, and his administration is working to get that resolved. And we're very confident that the position we have on beans today will be able to achieve our normal margins.
Briggs says the board did approve the equity redemption for all members age 70 and older.
That was $652,000 revolving back to our members this year. That's all the equity that our members earned over their lifetime, and they thought it was very important that the members that have worked with us their whole lifetimes were able to return that to them. So, 77 years, we've only had 5 net losses. We do expect to return to profitability in 2019.
Briggs also reviewed the 7 divisions that serve the members, highlighting many positives for the year, including an 11% rise in propane sales, the second largest year for fertilizer tons, upgrades to the new Alliance facility, overall good volumes, and BRC audit approval, which is a global standard for food safety.
Think a utility vehicle should do more than take you places? So does Kubota. That's why our all-new Sidekick is built to do it all. Climb more, tow more, go more. Cross over to more today. Take your Kubota Sidekick home with no money down and 0% financing for 36 months.
Your local Kubota dealer is Sandberg Implement in Gering.
It's a friendly town, that's for sure. Not too big, not too small. Seems like everybody knows your name.
We stick together through thick and thin. That's the way it's always been. 'Cause where we live is still our claim to fame. We love this town, this grand old town. There's not another town like this around. We've got it all right here in our own backyard. We love this town. We love this town. We love this town.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
The growth and prosperity of our community is dependent on the reinvestment of local dollars into our local economy. When you open a high-interest savings account at Platte Valley Bank, we turn around and loan your money back to our community for new construction, business expansion, home loans, in backing agriculture, and much more. Come save with us at Platte Valley Bank and know that you are doing business with a local bank with local decisions that reinvests your money here in our community.
And finally tonight, some good news for drivers in Scottsbluff, as construction on Scottsbluff's West 42nd Street project has halted for the winter. Construction on the stretch from Avenue I to 5th Avenue began this spring, forcing stretches of the road to be closed for weeks at a time. The good news is, this week, the entire stretch of the road was opened back up to traffic, and Public Works Director Mark Bowles says there's not a whole lot left to do, but they will finish the work when weather warms up.
And we are to the entrance of the village up on 42nd. We have completed that intersection, and so we're short of 5th, but with the weather, we're going to stop for the winter, so we don't have any freezing ground or trying to pave in the freezing temperatures. So we'll finish that in the spring, but 42nd is open now from 5th all the way to 71 Avenue I.
Bowles says there's probably another 60 days of work to be complete before coming back with pavement markings and have the entire project finished sometime in the summer of 2019. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you here next time.